sometimes people have really good ideas, but they execute them wrong, and that can cost and cause huge problems. Today I'm going to talk about adding someone to title or buying a house with your partner when you have a blended family. Typically what they do is they'll add them as a joint tenant. So you have two people who've come together, they both have their own kids from previous relationships, and they want to buy a home together for a family home. Their intent is that they will own it together. When one dies, it will go to the other person, and when that person dies, the home will go to all the kids from both families. However, when you have someone on as a joint tenant, it takes the house, the asset, out of the estate. And typically the house is the largest asset that people own. And so you have the majority going to the other person when one person dies, and there's no legal obligation for them to give part of that home to the kids. This means that somebody's children can be excluded, and whether it's intentional or that person is remarried to someone else after you've passed away, there's a number of situations where life just changes, and that's not really what the intent was of the parties. A better way of doing it, instead of adding a person as joint tenant or being on as joint tenants when you have a blended family situation, you're better off doing tenants in common, where you each have your own percentage. It could be 50-50, 70-30, whatever percentage you have. And if somebody dies, that person's share goes into their estate. And then that person's will, which can't be changed without their consent, will give it to their kids. In the joint tenant situation, each person could have it in their will, but one party could go to another lawyer and change the will the next day, and the person would never know. So this is the best way to protect yourself. Now, people also say, but I want this person to be able to live in the home, and that's also doable. In that case, what we do is we give that person a life estate in the property. They can live there till the day they die. We can set up the rules about, who pays for what. Does the estate pay for repairs? Does the person pay for repairs? Is like regular maintenance stuff paid differently than the big structural issue things? And so we really set up a situation that protects you and your family. Unfortunately, as a real estate lawyer, not even doing family law, I've seen many situations where someone passes away and their kids are completely excluded from the benefit of the estate. So look after yourself, look after your family, but more important, make sure that your intentions are set out legally, properly legally, so that they're followed after you're gone.